We've only just begun striking narco boats and putting narco terrorists at the bottom of the ocean because they've been poisoning the American people. And Joe Biden tried to approach it with kid gloves and allowed them to come across the border. Cartels take over community, 20 million people, hundreds of thousands of Americans poisoned. And President Trump said, no, we're taking the gloves off. We're taking the fight to these designated terror organizations, and that's exactly what we're doing. So we're stopping the drugs, we're striking the boats, we're defeating narco terrorists.
That was Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth at the cabinet meeting today on the airstrikes against narco-terrorists drug smuggling boats. This story, the New York Times debunked the Washington Post story. The Times reporting that Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth did not order the killing of 2 survivors in an airstrike on an accused drug smuggling boat in early September. Let's bring in from House Oversight. It's good to see you again, Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett. Congressman, great to see you. What do you make of the New York Times pushing back on the Post, saying they got it wrong? The Post saying they said the Post did not report that Hegseth did not specify what should happen if survivors did remain on that boat, and that Admiral Frank Bradley ordered up the follow-up strikes. Democrats are likely going to demand Hegseth and Admiral Bradley testify. What do you make of all this?
Well, I suspect 2 things. Their polling showed that taking the side of bloodthirsty drug-dealing killers probably doesn't poll too high, even among liberal Democrats. And 2, they were wrong. Obviously, they jumped the gun on it. And in this litigious society, I suspect they also feared a lawsuit. But, you know, they've the last 4 years under Biden, they've been allowed to they could take the gloves off and say anything they want, but not under Donald J. Trump. Those days are gone, and thank goodness, because the Democrats, that's what they've been doing this whole time, is taking the side of these people. This is not an act of war. We're not at war, although they have basically declared war on us. We've lost more people to drug abuse and drug overdoses than we have the Vietnam War, and the Democrats are worried about a couple of drug dealers getting killed in the ocean. Look, those that died out there, they won't be back doing it. And I'll guarantee you, as President Trump said so eloquently, there's not a big line of people lining up to drive those boats over here anymore full of drugs.
Well, you know, we looked into it. You're right, Congressman. More than 500,000 people have died from drug overdoses and drugs since 2021 under the Biden administration from 3 classes of drugs, 105,000 dead from cocaine. What do you make of this? Lawmakers say Democrats did not ask the Biden administration enough tough questions when an airstrike mistakenly killed 10 Afghani civilians, including 7 children, in August 2021. Plus, Barack Obama authorized up to 563 drone strikes during his 2 terms, and those drone strikes killed anywhere from 324 civilians to up to 807 civilians, depending on the watchdog group.
Well, it's classic double standard, Liz, obviously. You know, they have a lot invested in both of those presidents, electing them. There was almost a revolving door between employment between liberal news agencies and the Obama and the Biden administration. So obviously they've been supplanted with that liberal garbage. But again, America is tired of this stuff. We got a leader in Pennsylvania Avenue, and he's sick of it too. America fully supports this. You know, Congress will have some stupid hearing, and I'm sure we'll write somebody a strong letter in about 8 weeks, but we'll move on to the next shiny object. Obviously, they're not talking about the Epstein files anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point. Congressman Burchett, great to see you again. Thank you so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.